We're in the very beautiful and very cold Croatia, and with us today is Petr Janeba, the head of Skoda India, as you know. So Petr, thank you for having us here and giving us the opportunity to drive the two RSs today.
Thank you for coming. I think it's thrilling on the circuit. No? These are the most beautiful and most up-to-date sporty and racing Skodas, no?
Right.
Which are still a family drive oriented, the same like giving the very thrill driving if you really need it. No? So
absolutely.
265 horsepower is something not everybody can have under control, but with this car I think nearly everybody can try.
Absolutely. No, in fact, the good news is that both these cars in some form are heading to India, right? And I have to say, first of all, congratulations, 25 years of Skoda in India. We know you're getting back the Octavia RS as a CBU this year. The Kodiaq is coming back. You're going to be, not the RS at least, but it's going to be built there. Is this part of your plan to sort of celebrate the 25 years and with the car that started it all?
Oh, definitely. So we have 25 years of Skoda in India, but at the same point of time, we have 130 years of Skoda, yes. Which is a very nice anniversary. So these two things we will combine. We are preparing some action models on Slavia and Kodiaq, okay, which will be a 25-year celebration. Not yet for Kylaq. Kylaq is a completely new car. Right. And just after, because you know the Kylaq campaign is starting, in April we can expect the Kodiaq to be rolled out on the street. So there is a lot of content to come, and finally we will be announcing the pricing, because you know in Bharat Mobility we have just showcased the car, right. So it was a national premiere, but we still did not announce the pricing and the spec. So this is coming now in April, and exactly as you said, it would be a pity such a beautiful, powerful Kodiaq, 265 horsepower, 400 Newton meters torque, not to have it as well in India. So our target is to bring Kodiaq RS. Okay. Latest in October as a CBU in the beginning, okay. And then we will take a look for other manufacturing possibilities in our Chhatrapati Sambhajinagar factory.
Oh, okay, that's fantastic news, Petr. So basically we're going to have the regular Kodiaq built in India, yes. First, and then you're going to have the RS as well as a CBU.
CBU we start, and then we will see if the scale is coming and the demand is there, right. Then we will do something with the manufacturing, because this will definitely allow us to reach a better price point for more car enthusiasts who like this sporty driving. Yeah? So.
Awesome. And what about the Octavia then? We are going to start with the RS, obviously. Yeah, but would that move to local production?
I mean, Octavia is a star. I mean, 80,000 drivers on the road every day in Octavia. Yeah. And they all are writing to us and say, guys, to what we can now move, because there is nothing what is interesting for us on the market. 80% of them are driving diesels. That bring us back to the thing that we need to bring diesel back. But today is an RS day, so these 265 horsepower Octavia, which is the most powerful RS in the history, actually 6.4 seconds up to 100. Yes. At the same time, great efficiency, 6.4 liters per 100 kilometers according to the European cycle. And we will bring it as a CBU based on the import rules, GSR 870. So we will bring it into India as a UK spec car. And honestly, in UK, Octavia RS is an icon. Nah? So out of all the Octavias being sold in UK, 40% are RS, and it is one of the most beloved sporty but still a family car which embraces both the worlds car in UK. And I think it will get the same popularity back in India, even if as a CBU, you know, we will not be able to match the price point which we used to have when we have been manufacturing the car in Chhatrapati Sambhajinagar before. But I think people will love the car because it's fun to drive, not only on the racing circuit.
That's true. I mean, I enjoyed it up in the hills as well yesterday. It was yesterday was a lot sunnier and brighter, yes. But yeah, it was a lovely drive. I would definitely second that. Coming to though the diesel, that's something very tantalizing that you mentioned there. Would we see the diesel happening this year, or is that like still some time away?
No, I mean, we don't have any technical issue because, as I said, the CBU does not need to have the local homologation, what would for what we would need probably a 1 year time. But bringing, based on GSR 870 rules, a UK spec diesel front wheel drive, 2 liter, 150 horsepower DQ is more or less an issue of having some internal final alignment and getting ready the pricing. So I think latest September.
Oh, okay.
Should be the date, yeah.
Okay, so that's great. That's a fantastic way to celebrate 25 years.
Before the festive season comes, yeah.
As well, yeah, absolutely. Petr, I mean, obviously this is great news. I mean, for me as well, I mean, Skoda, Octavia, diesel is what really built the brand back in India.
I agree.
The pumped use engine, it really wowed everybody. So it's great to see that as well coming back. I have to ask though about the India-built cars, the cars that are built in India that we have, the Slavia, for example. Could we see sportier versions of them and the Kylaq?
Okay, we
like an RS perhaps on the Slavia?
Oh, RS would be great, but for RS you always need at least the engine, which is much more powerful than by the other cars. So RS version is actually a life cycle measure which we would one day like to bring in Kylaq. I cannot promise anything now, but this would be something because, you know, Kylaq is just 1.0 engine now.
Right.
And within the sub 4 meter, putting 1.5, 150 horsepower in, it would be a great choice because already now the car is fun to drive, it would be exciting. Right. And once we would have this engine, then the RS badge would be well earned by this car. For Slavia and Kodiaq is a different story because 1.5 is already there. We don't bring any other engine because we would need to localize it to still keep this price point. So there we have the Monte Carlo. This is the badge in which we are investing. I mean, it's a well-earned badge because, I mean, Skoda started to race in Monte Carlo already in 1911. This was the first Monte Carlo rally. We even had at that time, I think we were third overall. Right. And that brings me to the idea that all these sporty versions, I mean, not everybody understand how it was in the past, but basically all brands which were racing like 100 years ago, they were racing not just because they wanted to win, but it was as well at that time a great marketing and advertising. Now it's a different world. I mean, we all have Googles and Metas and a lot of media all around. So racing is not so important, but still we will be celebrating 125 years of Skoda Motorsport as well. Here you can see this 130 RS version for co-driving. So there were a lot of iconic racing cars and a lot of connection with Monte Carlo. So with Slavia and Kodiaq, we will always stay with Monte Carlo badge, which is still a good racing badge, but not the RS as the top sporty car from Skoda, for which we always need a different engine. But Kylaq, it could be a story, so stay tuned. Once we are closer to this important milestone for Kylaq life cycle, we will let you know.
Oh, that's interesting. And, the last question I think, Petr, I have is, you mentioned about the 130 RS, the old race car that started, I think it was the first car that had the RS badge, right? So, Skoda and Motorsport, you go way back, right, 125 years. Volkswagen in India also did invest in motorsport. We had the various cup cars from Apollo and Vento. We had the Amio, which I was privileged enough to take part in one of the national championships. So, can Skoda look at motorsports in India as well?
Not only can, but must. I think motorsport belongs to one of the most important activities we do worldwide. We have earned a lot of titles, either in our class, but as well today, Honza Kopecky is driving us here. He's a Czech world champion in WRC2. And we are still racing. Our motorsport is still very active on Fabia. They are always developing new versions. And we used to have an idea as well to make this boost and bus around the Kylaq, to have the WRC2 chassis and bring a Kylaq on top of it. It was already projected to be a car which can accelerate in 2.9 seconds to 100 kilometers. So it would be an exciting drive. However, this project is not moving so much forward. So we said, can we do something what is like more owned and more synchronized with the DNA of Skoda brand, because Skoda is always like caring, reliable, high quality car, delivering performance, but at the same point of time, it should be at reasonable price point. And we took a part of this car, so Octavia RS. which is in serial version 265 horsepower. We can reduce the engine to come to over 350 horsepower, still with much higher torque, like over 450 Newton meters. And with all the chassis, which is like MQB37, we would try to put the Kylaq and make a circuit racing version. And this can be a cup where it can be a very reliable but still accessible from a price point perspective, a car for young drivers really to compete to each other and to really train, and we would see who is like growing how fast in this race. So this would be something what can keep people engaged and what can bring some more spirit into the motorsport world in India. So this would be our contribution to it. We are on it. I don't want to overpromise that it's everything this year ready, but we would still strive to do some prototype cars, which of course we will let you drive then this year. Yeah.
Awesome, that's great news. But I mean, I think this trip has more than sort of paid for itself beyond the driving.
We have a lot of ideas.
Yeah, there's a lot of ideas. I hope all of them fructify, and wish you all the best in India.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.